Hello, everybody. Alright, another camera test using an Insta360 on a 150 degree view. And this time, instead of using a wireless mic, I am using a Drift Ghost mic that I use on the GoPro. So a wired mic. I have the Sena going in the background for backup. I have another video, hopefully it'll be coming up before this. Oh, there's the mail. Oh, son of a bitch. Where I tried using a wireless mic and it didn't work out very well. What are they doing? So, I switched to a wired mic, hoping that it helps. And use the wireless mic just when I'm doing videos on a selfie stick. So, that's what we're going to try right now. It does great on the video, it looks like. But the audio with a wireless mic was just too poor to use. It was able to be understood. I can make out what I'm saying, so at least it makes out linking it up simple enough. But I just wanted to be good right out of camera, so I don't always have to use the Sena, especially on the trip. Because like I said in the video prior to this one, my goal is to take only this camera instead of, you know, taking GoPros, the Insta360, and all these other ones on my trip this year, or trips. Therefore, I don't have to worry about using so many cameras. Maybe on a long trip, I would take a GoPro as a second view camera on the handlebars, or switch it out with this one. But I'd like to try it with a minimalist effect this time around. I mean, I know I own all the cameras, but it doesn't mean I got to use them all the time. I can still use them around here, and on a trip, just take a couple main cameras, my phone, the Insta360, and my Olympus, depending on what I'm going to see. If I'm just going out for a simple ride on the curves, I don't see any reason to take the main photography camera with me. I can just take the phone, because there's not going to be all that many things to really see. The guy's wearing a stocking cap instead of a helmet on his Harley. Been there, done that, can't really say anything about it. Excuse me. So it's Monday. I'm going to open the screen a little bit here. The 8th of May, 2023. I am going into work late today. I was supposed to be there by 3 and decided to take 2 hours and go in at 5. Just because I wanted to sit around and be lazy a little bit. Plus I had some security camera issues at the house. I recently put security cameras up, and goddamn if mice or chipmunks or whatever chewed through two wires, sorry, recently, and that ooh, that's noisy. That made for quite an interesting time trying to find out where they chewed through it. And then of course I had to unplug the power to those, so I don't have power. I can't talk today. So I don't have power going to the system that's been chewed too. I did a little inspection lightly of the other wires that I could tell hadn't been chewed on yet. I still have to take the drop ceiling down in a room in the house to check. I'm really hoping they haven't chewed on those too, but it looks like I'm going to do is probably, I ordered 4 new long 100-foot wires, plus I had one left over. I think I might have to take things out and actually run conduit so I can keep the mice from chewing on them, or the rodents, whatever it is. I'm guessing it's a mouse. Could be a chipmunk, but I'm guessing it's a mouse. Well, I think maybe the one on the outside of the house toward the other end was probably a chipmunk because of the size hole that's in the bottom of the V channel on the side of the corner channel that the, you know, siding goes into, that corner channel. But the other one's in the garage, and it had to have it looks like it's been a mouse size because it probably chewed through the hole it was trying to get through. I looked it up. I know years back they always said mice like to go out gnawing through electrical or rodents in general, and I guess it's because the basis is their teeth always keep growing, kind of like our fingernails do, and so they want to chew on things to grind them down, and wires apparently are the right size, so they tend to gravitate toward the wires. It's not because of any electrical current, it's just because of the size of the item. They can fit in their mouth, they can gnaw on it easily enough, and it shapes their teeth down. It's too bad you can't run a current through there and electrocute the little bastards. But not everything's perfect. We are calling for rain here today. I'm wearing my new Climb jacket, but I did not wear the Climb pants. I'm finding that those are, albeit great and comfortable, they're not overpants. So I have to basically go to work and change in and out of those pants when I get there and when I leave. So I'm wearing my Revit overpants with the rain liners inside them. And since it's not a real hot day today, it's not too bad wearing that extra layer of plastic liner for rain, for water resistance or waterproofing. So I'm wearing that. But I want to get to the main point of this video, and that is safety while on the road and what things can make a person feel unsafe when traveling, especially by motorcycle. So about 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago, I can't remember the exact date, it's timestamped on the video I have, I left work probably early in the morning because I get out when it's dark out. So I got out at 1 to 2 a.m., something like that, in that general range. I can't remember how long I worked that night. And I went home, and I noticed when I got near the state police station on Old US 12 and near the highways in Sylvan Township, that I saw a vehicle coming up with its headlights. No big deal, nothing, generally to worry about, because, there's always going to be somebody coming up behind you probably. Well, the odd part was that's a 45-mile-an-hour area, and most people don't speed too much going by the state police station, as you might imagine, or gathered. This person just flew by me, going quite fast. I'm guessing 70, 75 miles an hour. I had the video here I'll show in a moment, where you can see them passing me and just flying by, and they stay in the far lane. That might be hard to see by looking or watching the video because of the time of the night it is and the distance they get from me, but take it from my word, they passed me on the left, and they stayed in the left-hand lane for the longest time, and I could still see their taillights, and they started going back and forth between the two lanes, which I found unusual, but whatever, it's just kids or some buddy having fun. It may very well have been. And I noticed the taillights got farther and farther ahead, and they finally switched back over into the proper lane when a car came, and then when the car left, you could see the taillights move back over to the far lane. And again, you're not going to be able to make that out on camera because the wide angle view and how far away it was, I could see it through my eyes. And then I noticed that I started gaining on them, and I wasn't adjusting my speed. I had it set at 60 miles an hour. So they were slowing down, and I kept getting closer and closer, and I'd reduce my speed a little bit, and they'd reduce their speed a little bit, and they start hitting their brake lights, and they're still in the other lane at this point, the far lane. And I kept getting closer and closer, and I kept adjusting my speed. So by the time I got down, I think I was right around 45 miles an hour, something like that. I can't remember exactly, but I had slowed down quite a bit, and I was closing the gap on them pretty well. And again, in the video, it's going to look like I'm really far away, but you got to remember, this is kind of like a GoPro field of view. Like that SUV up there is presently probably 3 or 4 semi-links ahead of me, full 53-foot semi-links. I can see it just fine, but on camera, it probably looks like it's a mile away. So I thought, God, that's weird. It kind of makes me a little bit nervous. One, it's after hours, quite late. 2, I'm by myself, not armed, because we're not allowed to carry firearms in our vehicles at work, or not supposed to. And 3, I'm on a motorcycle, and I'm not gonna try to get close to them and pass them or anything just to be a badass on a bike. I'm by myself here at night. I could very well be, depending on what they're looking to do, I could be ran off the road, or they could have just been screwing around. I'm sure they probably were. I don't think it had been anything critical, but you don't know that in today's times. Anything could happen. So I got to a road that was on the left. I knew it was coming up. I did not use my blinker to indicate that I'd be turning, because I was getting closer to them, and I decided to turn off and go a different way. And as far as I am aware, they did not turn around or try to find me. And I went home a back way, or a back way of the back way, I guess. But it brings out a good point that you have to be very careful when traveling roads by yourself, especially on a motorcycle, because we are vulnerable to impact. We're out in the middle, we're out in the open. It wouldn't take much to obviously cause a great deal of damage or death by a car if they so wanted to. So I thought I would take this moment to, one, reflect on what happened, explain it, and tell you about it, show you the video of what's going on. But to say, you know, be safe out there. Don't take any unnecessary chances. You may be very capable of handling yourself in a situation. I don't feel like I'm not able to handle myself in most situations, but I wasn't about to put myself in that situation if I didn't need to. So I removed myself from that situation, not knowing what the full situation might be, because who knows really what their intent was. They may have just been some dumb kids out tooling around, or they may have been out trying to find somebody to knock off the road. I don't know. You don't know anymore. But I want everyone to be safe as you can out there. Try to look out for yourself. Don't take chances you don't need to take while on the road. And that goes if you're in your vehicle too. It's just not worth it. There's too many crazies out there, and unfortunately they have platforms where they can talk to one another now. So I am going to sign off. I'm going to stop probably and pull this camera off my helmet, put it away, and go to work. I'm going to work 8 or 9 hours, and then I'm going to go home and get the rest of the week underway. So, and hopefully this mic worked out pretty well, and this camera would be nice. If not, I do have the Senna. So I will talk to you all in an upcoming video. Bye.